my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. This is your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement on today. Well, on this beautiful, gorgeous, blessed, less humid first Sunday of September, the time is really winding down. I hope and pray that everybody who is tuning in on today is tapping into it, still tapping into it, consistently tapping into it, beginning to tap into it if you are not already, because what you so desire and what you deserve is not waiting on, look, you are not waiting on it, it's waiting on you. The time is now. Just like the time is now, regardless if I want to or not, to celebrate my birthday on Tuesday. The beloved Diva Queen wife's birthday is on Tuesday. And I've been pre-celebrating all Labor Day weekend. As much as I don't want to grow a year older, even though I look divalicious, I have to accept it. So I'm telling you, the time is now. You have no time to waste. The time is now. And on today, I want to reach out. Everybody that's listening and tuning in, I want to reach out to those today who are in that phase. I've been talking about the phase of the valley and the dark phase. I have a special personal testimonial to share with everybody on today about that change. This weekly encouragement is specifically about the change, personally using my own personal testimonial of what I am beginning to do in my own life to encourage you and motivate you that everything, the promise, everything there is new. So I want you to just lend me your ear. Lend me your ear real quick, just for a few minutes. If I had to give this weekly encouragement a title, it would simply be Embrace the New. Something's happening. Let that resonate. Just let it resonate just a little bit. I'm going to tell you one more time. Embrace the new. Something is happening. To those who are tuning in, Dr. Charity, what you mean by embrace the new? What new? Ain't nothing new happening in my life. I don't see nothing. It's the same old, same old. Ain't no change. Ain't nothing happening. Okay? You exactly who I'm talking to. You exactly who I want to talk to. You exactly who this weekly encouragement is for. Just let me your ear for a moment. Come on in. I want to show you something. So, I am wearing black on today. I love to wear the color black because it just brings me out. But on today, the black that I'm wearing is symbolic. It is symbolic of death. I have experienced grief this month, but this past month in August, for the passing of my cousin and a childhood best friend within the same date. But that's not the reason of me wearing this. I am wearing black on today for the death of myself. Somebody may be saying, what do you mean? Well, let me expound upon that. By going back to the color. Everybody know that most of the time black is what people wear to a funeral. This is what you wear to the funeral. This is what you usually wear to the celebration of life when you want to celebrate the life of somebody who is going on. A lot of times you don't think about black and celebration being the same, but this is how the nature is and how we do it in our tradition. As I have, a best friend that's a funeral home manager, best friend at heart, who's a funeral home manager. I have a friend, a homeboy, who's an undertaker, and then my late great grandfather was a grave digger. So I grew up seeing stuff like this all the time for years of my life. So this is a symbolism of this pre-celebration that I did on yesterday. before my birthday, which is on Tuesday. I had already been told that I had to come out the comfort zone if I wanted to go up to the next chapter and the next level. I was given an option by the Spirit last year. You can enjoy where this apex, or if you want to see higher heights and see what's on the other side, you're going to have to close this chapter. You're going to have to come up out the comfort zone, because whatever you did to get to that point where you got your bachelor's degree is not going to work on the other side. That new chapter, not going to work. And that's what I've been going through this year. I asked God and inquired of God at the beginning of this year for this last area, 2 areas in my life, for God to show up and prove himself. And the Spirit told me, you're going to have to come out of the comfort zone. And when I was given the opportunity and showed it, in one area I succeeded. In another area I was so scared and fearful, I didn't even want to embrace the new that I saw. I saw a preview for 7 months and didn't want to embrace it. Kept running away from it. Kept trying to read too much into it, instead of just accepting what had already been confirmed through dreams, through prophecy, and through the man and the woman of God. I got told multiple times. But only yesterday, I went to my safe haven, which is where my 2 guardian angels are resting, to the cemetery, to their gravesite, which is my late great grandmother, Lula Mae, and my late great auntie, Elna, who both helped raise me from a little child. I went there with my big girl drawers on for the first time. I usually go there and break down crying my eyeballs out. But yesterday, I made it a decision. I won't go in there to cry. I was going there to show my grandmother's spirit, that her grandbaby is now a woman, and she's ready for what she inquired for. I went there and told my grandmother's spirit, the grandbaby is dead. I am celebrating today new beginnings because that grandbaby has to die. I loved and enjoyed being the grandbaby, but now the time has come where she has to go because she is growing up. Grandbaby can't be a wife. Grandbaby can't be a successful entrepreneur nor doctor. Grandbaby can't be a loving, strong woman nor mother. So I told my grandmother, Spirit, I am done. It is over. She is gone. Your grandbaby is now a grown woman, and she's ready. And I told my grandmother, with the help of God, give me that last one thing that I desire in my heart. I went across the way to my aunt's grave. For when my aunt helped raise me, I was always known as Miss Charity, because she always thought I was a little woman because of my mouth. And the way I did things, I acted like a little woman even though I was a girl. But I went over there to say the same similar thing to my aunt's spirit. I said, I am coming to let you know I am laying to rest Miss Charity. A man doesn't want to marry Miss. You don't want to marry a little Miss girl. Little Miss Sunshine, no man want to marry. No company wants to hire as a doctor or a provider a little miss. That's not it. Nobody wants to buy nothing from little miss. You're not going to be successful as little miss. You got to be a woman. So I told my aunt, I am now Mrs. And it's happening. Mrs. Charity. Miss Charity is now gone. When I did that, I saw, when I went and said it across my grandmother's grave, a white butterfly flew over my grandmother's grave and literally did it about 2 or 3 times and then circled and went out. When I went over to the aunt's grave and spoke these same words, a brown butterfly did the same thing, flew over my aunt's grave and flew across and out from her gravesite. Which means it's nothing but symbolic that I was right. That white butterfly means New beginnings. It means purity, innocence. That means something is turning. Because when you think of white, you think about a brand new baby. You think about a woman getting married, white dress. That's what it symbolizes. The brown butterfly symbolizes new beginnings, and good news is coming. Somebody's about to hear good news. That's why I am letting you. And that's when I went out with my cousin. When my cousin took me out for my birthday yesterday, that's exactly what we toasted and celebrated. Not only just my birthday, but new beginnings, starting as of yesterday, the end of August. So September is my season, the beginning of my season of it coming to pass, because I laid down to rest the old me. Somebody out there may be today saying, well, Dr. Charity, what does that have to do with me? I don't understand that. I'm glad you asked. It has everything to do with you. I'm telling you on today and encouraging you on today to let go of the old. Lay down old you. For when you lay down what is old and the dead weight and the burden, that's when the promise comes up and out. You've got to be prepared for the promise. And old you is not what's going into the promised land. It's got to be new. It's just like when the children of Israel, Moses didn't get to see, he got to see the promised land, but he didn't get the experience because it was time for him to pass the torch, and he gave it to Joshua. Joshua went into it, but not Moses. That's what it is. The same thing applies and abides with you on today. You have to lay down old, because sometimes the burden holding us back from our own promise is us. You have to tell old you, I enjoy. As I told my grandmother, I enjoy being a grandbaby, but I can't be a grandbaby no more. So I told my aunt, I enjoy being a spoiled, rotten, cared for Miss Charity, but I can't be that. Not where I'm going. I got to come up, and I got to come out the comfort zone, because something's happening in my life that is pushing me out of this nest of comfort, that is pushing me out of the cocoon, because my wings are starting to develop. And the very thing that I want is here now, for it is my season. So I'm encouraging you that is tuning in on today. Lay down the old and embrace the new, because something is happening to you right now. It is happening for you right now, whether you believe it or not. I don't care how invisible it is. I don't care how impossible it is, for nothing is impossible with God. I do not care. On today, something is happening. But you got to put aside, lay aside every dead weight, including yourself, and morph and form and transform into the new you, to embrace the new beginning, because new beginnings are right ahead of you right now. I hope that this testimonial touched somebody out there, to let them know, maybe, you know what, maybe that is the issue. Maybe that is. Maybe I do need to lay aside this old lifestyle and embrace what is to come. Maybe that is what I need to do to get mine, because it is. I am encouraging you to do just that. And don't do it with grief. Do it with celebration, as I did yesterday. Yeah, it may be great memories going down in the graveyard, but guess what? You got even greater and fonder memories and beginnings to come. There's something greater on the other side. When you lay down them old memories, you got greater waiting for you right now. Well, that is all of the weekly encouragement that I have for you on today. But tune in next week for another weekly encouragement. Subscribe to Lady Superwoman on YouTube at Lady Superwoman at 9999 for all of your weekly encouragements. And remember that I love and appreciate every last one of you. Embrace the new, because something is happening for you right now. I see you next week. Bye.